Quantum of Solace. So Quantum of Solace is by no means the shining star in the James Bond franchise, but it's got some redeeming qualities that ultimately make it worth watching. It's got a lot of the beats of a great action film with some stellar action sequences, and it's got an impressive balance of characters both on the good and the bad sides of the equation, and plenty of espionage to make things really interesting. The trouble is, the movie doesn't go above and beyond in any of these aspects, which can make it all really feel formulaic at times. Plus, the plot is pretty convoluting, the dialogue is pretty far-reaching, and it tries to spin at us this revenge tale that you just can't quite buy into. So by the time you get to the end of it, the movie really ultimately feels like a wash. You won't be sad that you watched it, but you won't necessarily be jumping for joy either. Let me start off with this. Quantum of Solace does this great balancing act of having multiple protagonists and multiple antagonists at once. Bond as the main protagonist is certainly a big enough personality on his own, but he's supplemented quite nicely by the introduction of Bolivian Secret Service friend Dominique. The two ultimately have goals that align, which makes for the stronger parts of the script, so their partnership definitely makes sense. And then on the other side of that coin, the antagonists add that same flavor to the movie. Each of them has what the other wants, which creates another sensible partnership, and that really fuels the conflict well within the movie because it gives Bond and co a bigger threat to go after. And although neither of the antagonists are elevated by either actor or script, they do a serviceable job for the film at large. And additionally, the action parts of this Bond film are ultimately the most electric and some of the most entertaining. And it's ultimately served really well from beginning to the end of the film when you get claustrophobic car sequences, really intense on-foot pursuits, and what really makes these moments shine is the diversity in their set pieces, and it really makes you excited to see what Bond's got to endure next. Just when you think new things aren't going to be introduced into these action sequences, the movie finds a way to bring in some novelty, which creates some really visceral and impressive moments. But I gotta say, Quantum of Solace's most surprising pro in this case is the ability to provide some shock value. And despite the film's tendency to stick to typical action themes, it does this really interesting thing where it introduces some grotesqueness, and these grotesque moments really catch you off guard. Despite the script largely conveying clearly where the movie is headed, there's still plenty of moments where I found myself pretty surprised at what they were showing me. And these moments were actually pretty consistent and introduced well, which kept the plot development moving along quite nicely. It didn't feel like it dragged on at all, which really helped the experience of the film. Now, on the other side of the coin, I think Quantum of Solace's most unforgiving feature is its convoluted plot. There are just way too many moments in the film where I got lost in the information it was trying to convey. I just never quite fully understood why Bond and company were on the pursuit of their antagonists. And if I don't understand the foundational importance of what's going on in the movie, I just found myself caring less and less as the runtime went on. I just couldn't quite get on board with their goals because I didn't really know why they were pursuing them. The what they were doing was made very clear, the for whom they were doing was a little bit shady, and the why I couldn't really tell you. I got some sort of inkling that it was partly due to having vengeance, but even that felt like a little bit of a stretch. And I will say one of the most disappointing qualities of Quantum of Solace is it has this borderline tendency where it kind of requires you to watch a previous installment in the Bond franchise to fully understand what's going on. The film before this, of course, was Casino Royale, which is one of the best Bond films ever made, but it really provided some much needed additional context to fully understand what's going on in Quantum of Solace, which for me is just a really big no-go. For me to enjoy the full experience that I'm watching right now, I shouldn't have to take in any other experiences. And it's not to say that if you don't watch Casino Royale before watching this that it'll be totally lost, but you'll feel like something's missing. Because without the context of Casino Royale, the revenge tale that the script is trying to spin onto us just feels really hollow and artificial. So friends, in the end, if you like Bond movies and you're into the typical action sequences, this movie is right up your alley. Otherwise, it's okay. I'm gonna have to give it a 6 out of 10. It's certainly worth watching, and it's a worthy installment of the Bond franchise, even though it's my least favorite in the Daniel Craig era. Friends, have you seen Quantum of Solace? If so, what did you think of it? You know where the comment section is. Let me know. Thanks so much for watching the Bankrupt Hippo movie review. If you like this, click right here if you'd like to see more. I've been Bryson. Until next time, have a great day.